Hi, this is Michał Oleszczyk speaking. I wanted to comment a little bit about the scene from Dress to Kill, a movie that I like very much. It's a movie from 1980. It was directed by Brian De Palma. I have some problems with the movie as well, and I want to speak about both things, but here she is, the main character of the movie, Kate, played by Angie Dickinson. Well, I'm saying the main character, but actually she is about to be killed off by the director, well, by the murderer, just like Janet Leigh in Psycho. Well, this movie is an homage for Hitchcock on so many levels, and the fact that the main heroine dies after 35 minutes is very much Psycho for me. This scene, however, is a resemblant of another scene from yet another Hitchcock's movie. Of course, it's almost a ripoff from the museum scene from Vertigo, right? Even the outfit that Angie Dickinson is wearing, the white outfit, is very much like the outfit worn by Kim Novak in Vertigo, and the setting is very similar, the museum, right? And she's sitting on a bench, she's staring at the painting, but there is one crucial difference. In Vertigo, we follow the gaze of the male character Scotty, played by James Stewart, and here we are following very closely the gaze of a woman, of the main female character of the movie. And we do follow her gaze almost slavishly, right? We see exactly what she sees: the corridors, the people, the paintings, because there's another one, very funny one, I think the ape staring at her. And it's very funny that she sees this little girl, very impatient little girl that is impatient with images, with pictures, and runs from her parents. Well, Kate is about to do the same thing. She's also not very much into the pictures, and she is about to do a mischief. She will sleep with a total stranger. So there's the ape again, and she's scribbling down in her notebook a word nuts, a double entendre on Dirty Brian's part, if you ask me. Well, it's obviously very similar to Hitchcock's scene, but there's also one difference apart from the gaze, the owner of the gaze. Look at the thing she is writing here: pick up turkey. First nuts, then pick up turkey. It's such trivial stuff, you know? A museum is a place designed to reflect upon yourself, upon your encounter with the work of art that you are seeing. And I don't know about you, but each time I'm in a museum myself, I tend to think that the people who are scribbling something, because there are always such people in a museum, I tend to think that they are scribbling very profound stuff in their little notebooks. And here we have a joke, because De Palma is also showing this beautiful woman scribbling something, but actually it's such trivia. It's so trivial, you know? And I think that's a very important detail in this scene, because it tells you one thing: that she's not really there to enjoy art, to reflect upon herself, to really think, or to be really intellectually active. She's there for another reason, and that's a big question. For what reason? I think she is exhibiting herself just like those pictures are exhibited for the audience. She is exhibiting herself, laying herself out for someone, for a spectator. For us, but also for someone, for a man, for a very specific man. This guy is a total stranger, but he picks the bait that she planted for him. Well, they start their little game of cat and mouse here, because, you know, they will follow each other, etc., etc. But I think it's very important, and it's so much like De Palma, you know? It's so De Palmian that he reveals the intentions of the characters to be so shallow, you know? And I think, for me at least, it's a little bit of a disappointment. I think that Pauline Kael, who wrote enthusiastically about the movie, and her review is to be found in her anthology Taking It All In, I think that she actually enjoyed the shallowness of the whole thing. But for me, it's a little bit of disappointment. And I wanted to quote from another film critic, wonderful film critic that has the blog Thanks for the Use of the Hall, Dan Salit. Very recently, he spoke about the distinction that he sees in his own perception of the movies, a distinction between internal view of a work of art and the external view of the work of art. Here's Dan. It's his words that I'm reading right now. By internal view, I mean the idea that the work of art is its own universe, independent of us, with its own coherence. When we criticize a work of art for psychological plausibility, for instance, or for having plot holes, we are thinking of the film universe as a self-sufficient world that has its own morals and laws, and expressing a desire that the filmmaker not play fast and loose with its integrity. And by external view, I mean the idea that the work of art is a spectacle for the audience, intended to entertain the trouble or stimulate us. In this way, we are thinking less of a film universe apart from us than of a film mechanism that exists, that exerts an effect on us. The relationship between entities in this view is not character to character, but filmmaker to us. I think that sums the thing pretty well, because take a look at how great De Palma movies in general, and this one in particular, work on the external view, the filmmaker towards us. But even this scene right now, the fact that he makes this gesture and he doesn't say anything, it doesn't cohere within the movie. You know, you don't believe that someone like this guy wouldn't say anything in this moment, that he would just stay there. But it fits so wonderfully in the visual scheme that De Palma has devised, that it's actually in the movie, that he decided to shut up the guy, to implausibly shut him up, just for the wonderful mechanism to be of the spectacle of the movie to be left intact. And that's the problem that I have with this movie, and that's a problem that I have with another movies by De Palma as well. He's so wonderful at depicting people gazing at things and people being placed in a, let's say, commercial space. I know that museum is supposed to be art space, but I also think it's a little bit of commercial space. You pay there to get you pay to get there. You can brag about that you went there. I think there's this commercial customer dimension to the space. And if you remember the first scene with Kelly McGillis in Raising Cain, she's entering this little store with, well, all sorts of unnecessary stuff, and yet again De Palma relishes in it. And also the space of the stadium in Snake Eyes. I think he's really great at showing people in commodity space, let's say. But the problem is that I think that people themselves are also a commodity for him, and that's a big problem that I have with De Palma. I enjoy him so much, but at some level I think that his movies are a little bit immoral, because he treats everything like a commodity. Think about the child in the little cart, you know, sliding down the stairs of the Chicago train station in The Untouchables, and yet another example, you know. He doesn't connect with his characters as people, and that's a big problem that I have with him. Okay, this rant is already too long. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to post something more soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.